How's it going, folks? I know I'm a bit late with getting this video out this month. I really try to get my best of the month out, videos out within like the first week of the next month, and here we are basically in mid-April already. But as I stated in a previous video, I've been quite busy lately. I'm trying to get back caught up. But anywho, here's my best power metal of March 2023 video, and y'all know it. Disclaimer or whatnot is that, or not disclaimer per se, or I guess disclaimer, but I cover power metal, symphonic metal, and melodic rock on this channel. So you know all of those genres are covered here. But every song that I listen to off channel that I found somewhat noteworthy or you know I wanted to share, I've put that down in the description below. Every single song that I listened to off channel that I enjoyed or like I said, I found noteworthy for one reason or another, I've listed them all down in the description below with the link that will take you directly to the video or song or whatnot, not a reaction or anything, but the song itself. Because again, I listen to these off channel, and it's not everything I listen to off channel, but the ones that I found noteworthy and wanted to share. So go down, have fun checking those out. See if you missed anything. Maybe you'll find something you really like. All I ask is that if you click the link or check out the song on the band's website or label's website or YouTube channel or whatnot, in their comment section, just tell them Power Metal Ranger sent you. That would be super duper cool, because it does take a lot of work putting all this together. So, you know, spreading the word helps mightily. But anywho, that's that. Now on to the best albums. I don't do live albums. I don't do EPs. I don't consider remasters or re-releases, things like that, just because I have to limit how much I listen to, and that would be way too much. So I only consider new full-length albums. And yeah, there was some good stuff, good stuff in March, but I narrowed it down to my top 5 favorites. So here they are in no particular order. First up, we got Asylum Pyre with Call Me Inhuman, a really cool power progressive symphonic metal album with a great diversity of sound and songs throughout the album. Powerful vocals, just excellent songwriting, really catchy melodies. Every song stands on its own very well. Great sound, really awesome album. Next up, we have Autumn Tears with the album called Guardian of the Pale. Now this is an interesting one here, folks, because I did an album thoughts video on this before, and it's not metal. It's not metal, but it's a very cinematic, symphonic, orchestral album with beautiful vocals, amazing vocals, sometimes operatic, you know, other times more mellow, but beautiful piano work here and some epic moments with, again, symphonics and orchestrations. And it's got all of the makings of like symphonic metal, epic metal, just without the metal. And I guess it depends on what you all consider to be metal, because there's no like electric guitar. But in my eyes, this is still very metal, because it's epic, it's grand, it's orchestral, symphonic, amazing vocals, it's powerful, and it really just blew me away. Quite the epic journey, so I do highly recommend it for anyone that just loves symphonic music in general, that's epic but also melancholic and everything in between. Really great album. Next up, we have Avaland with The Legend of the Storyteller. Now this is some power metal here through and through. It tells a great story. Every song really captures kind of the moment and the feel of what's going on through the story. And this album really exceeded my expectations. They definitely one-upped themselves from the previous album. And like I said, it's epic, and every song feels like it fits and it serves the purpose that's needed. And great melodies, incredible musicianship, excellent vocals. It's just some really solid, epic power metal that I highly recommend. Next up, we have Excalion with Once Upon a Time. again, I'm going to be repeating myself a little bit here, but this is power metal through and through. I love the vocals, very, very powerful vocals, great catchy songs, great riffs, great melodies, you know, soaring at times, driven, heavy at times. It's just really epic. It's done really, really well. Again, the songwriting is super, super solid here, and it just some excellent melodic power metal through and through. And last up, we have Camelot with The Awakening. Really great return for Camelot to a sound. They really did an excellent job of bridging the gap between like 2000s era Camelot and more modern Camelot. The vocals are amazing. It's a great, somewhat symphonic power metal album with glorious, epic moments, with symphonics, lovely melodies. And again, I just love how they bridged kind of between classic sounding Camelot with the more modern Camelot, and it worked very, very well. Quite grand in scope, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's definitely one of my favorite Camelot albums since, you know, 2000s era or whatnot. They just did a very fine job here. So there you have it. Those are my 5 favorite albums of March 2023. But as you all know by now, there can be only one, just like the Highlander. So I had to narrow down my number 1 pick, and it was very, very difficult. I must say, I waffled quite a bit. I re-listened to these albums multiple times, but finally I determined what I thought was my personal favorite album of March. And my number 1 pick is none other than Asylum Pyre with Call Me Inhuman. This album, really, I could not get enough of it. And ultimately, what was one of the biggest deciding factors for me in this being my favorite, my number 1 pick, is every time I went back to this album and started it up, in the very beginning of Virtual Guns, the first song on the album starts, this comfort kind of came over me. I felt all warm and fuzzy inside, like, all right, I'm in for a journey of an album that I just really love. I've really come to feel at home with and enjoy, no matter how many times I listen to it. So that's why I say every time I started this one up, it was like, all right, here we go. Here's some, it's Asylum Pyre with Call Me Inhuman. I'm going to dig this all the way through, and I always do. It just, the diversity of the songs here, the intricate songwriting, the melodies, the powerful vocals, it just really has everything in it. And again, just very, very strong power, progressive, symphonic, melodic metal. Like I said, it's really a genre kind of bending sound all the way throughout, and it's just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I cannot get enough of it. So yeah, Asylum Pyre with Call Me Inhuman, that's my number 1 pick for best album of March 2023. Anywho, so there you have it. Let me know in the comments down below what you all thought of March. What were your favorite picks? What albums were you really digging? And speaking of which, every album that I listened to in March, I've also listed down in the description below every album that I listened to that I considered and whatnot for the top picks. It's all down there, so you can go see what I was listening to. You can see if there's something you missed, something catches your eye, an album you're like, oh, I didn't know this came out, or whatever, and go check it out. But yeah, anywho, that's what I got for y'all. And thank you, as always, so much for tuning in, and thank you all so much for your support. And I'll catch you next time, Ranger.